Today, we embark on a journey into the depths of a profoundly sensitive topic, fortifying ourselves for the onslaught of opinions it may unleash. Consequently, I invite you to accompany me on this voyage of contemplation as we delve deeper into the labyrinth of my perceptions surrounding the mysterious Tesla break door incident. Buckle up because we're about to uncover the mysteries within. Modifications to driving modes and enhanced safety measures. Building upon our previous discourse regarding Tesla's noteworthy recall of around 1.1 million vehicles in China, it appears that this supposed recall is in fact a mere software update. This update grants Tesla owners the choice between the existing one-pedal driving mode or reverting to the controversial driving mode in gasoline-powered cars. But that's not all. They have also introduced a warning system that alerts drivers when the vehicle detects a potential pedal misapplication. The primary impetus behind this action stems from the widespread belief that these accidents were directly linked to Tesla's one-pedal driving mode. Recent comparable cases in Canada and Norway raise concerns. Canada and Norway have experienced similar incidents or verdicts within the past week. First, there was an incident involving a Model Y taxi in Norway last week. The driver was suspected of pressing the accelerator lever by accident, or some individuals believed it was a case of sudden acceleration. As was typical in the past, the owner asserted that there was an issue with the automobile. However, the owner is currently accused of driving negligently. However, given that this incident occurred only a week ago, it will likely be some time before the investigation results are made public. Tesla incident in Vancouver reveals owner error. In addition, a Tesla in Vancouver, Canada unexpectedly gained speed and smashed into a ferry terminal in January of this year. Like with every other case before it, the owner initially thought their car had started speeding up on its own. The findings, which followed months of study, were recently made public. Evidence analysis led investigators to conclude that the vehicle's owner accidentally floored the accelerator. They were hit with a fine and made to pay for damages totaling about $30,000. Claims about Tesla's acceleration destroyed by NHTSA study. A quick internet search will reveal that Tesla has been the subject of numerous such news occurrences in the past. 127 accidents were cited in a petition filed by Tesla short sellers with the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in 2020. After roughly a year of research, the NHTSA concluded that all 127 crashes were the result of human error on the part of the drivers. This virtually rules out the prospect that Tesla vehicles will continue accelerating even after applying the brake pedal. Clarifying the alleged misapplication of the prone pedal in Tesla's one-pedal driving model. Is Tesla's one-pedal driving mode more prone to pedal misapplication than traditional fuel cars? First, there are minor differences between these two driving modes. The vehicle enters a coasting state after releasing the accelerator pedal in a standard fuel automobile. Most people would position their foot over the brake pedal if they anticipate needing to stop shortly. In contrast, Tesla's one-pedal driving mode employs a similar braking effect when the accelerator pedal is ultimately released. However, if you feel the speed is still too high and need to come to a complete halt, you must still place your foot on the brake pedal and press it, just as you would in a gas-powered vehicle. No one would guess that Tesla vehicles have only one accelerator. Exploring the simplicity and perceptual challenges of one-pedal driving. Tesla behave like gasoline cars when braking hard. Once most drivers, including me, use this method, we can handle curving roads with one foot on the pedal and finish the trip. One-pedal driving is more relaxing because we don't have to switch pedals. Let's finish. The brake pedal prevents sudden acceleration. Electric vehicles' primary propulsion can cause perceptual issues. If you don't react quickly when you push the brake pedal and the car keeps moving, you may they press harder on the accelerator pedal, thinking it's the brake, accelerating the automobile. Thus, unintentional acceleration can occur in any electric or gas-powered vehicle if the driver presses the wrong pedal. Is Taiwan a nightmare for pedestrians? Is Taiwan a pedestrian's nightmare? Even if you've never been to the US, you've probably heard that American drivers are pedestrian friendly. In the US, as you approach a stop sign, regardless of whether there are other vehicles, you must stop, especially if people are crossing the road. California automobiles must yield to pedestrians in marked crosswalks. This technique is one of the most unusual in the US. It is called the California roll. California drivers roll through stop signs. In subsequent revisions, Tesla's FSD or full self-driving has corrected this problem. Discounts, overhaul, and affordability. Recent months have seen significant Model 3 inventory shortages, which are directly tied to speculations of an upcoming overhaul. It indicated before that while Tesla did hike rates for the Model 3 and Model Y, there is now a $250 discount on in-stock models. Despite the price cut, the Model 3 backlog has not been affected. Because of this, Tesla has lowered the starting price of its in-stock automobiles to around $39,000. The federal tax credit of $3,750 combined with state subsidies allows many states to sell the Model 3 for under $35,000. Musk's earlier goal of lowering the price so everyone could afford it appears to have been met. The decision right now depends on your current transportation needs and how eager you are to get your hands on Tesla's upcoming Model 3. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the dilemmas and alternatives of Tesla models. Which of them do you think should be improved? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Techbros for more content such as this.